Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's video. So day 10 will take us to around the 28th of June. We'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. But we're trying a couple of weeks. Have a look at the CFSV2 for July at the end of the video. I shall get on that for you in a moment. Just say that the first video released today was our 7 AM forecast, and we also released JMA Friday as well. So have a look at the two videos if you'd like to. But I'll tell you what's coming up over the weekend. At the end of this video, we will be live streaming as well after 10 PM tonight, so I shall see you live then. Right, let's begin by having a look at radar picture then from the weather outlook. So as expected, it's been a thoroughly wet day across central, southern and eastern parts of England. Spells of very heavy rain, persistent heavy thundery rain here from central, southern England through the Midlands into eastern parts of England as well. There is a little bit of a clearance across East Anglia at the moment. It did clear for a while in the southeast, but more heavy showers have broken out. Have a look at the lightning detection. So there isn't much in the way of lightning. You know, Cape are lifted. We did storm watch yesterday. We could see that the Cape was very, very low. So this is more of a rain event, thundery rain event, as opposed to thunderstorms. But you'll see there are storms just over the other side of a channel, getting very close now to the far southeast. I mean, it always looked like you would have this main sort of area of thundery rain. You know, heavy, persistent, thundery rain through central parts of central southern England into East England. As it cleared, that would be the greatest, you know, chance of thunderstorms developing in the far southeast. I think that's pretty much how it's panning out. So I reckon Stormwatch last night called this about right, but it's primarily a rain event, but with some lightning and thunderstorms possible into the far southeast on the back side of the rain. You see there is some very, very, very heavy rain mixed in. If we zoom in, you can see we've got these really bright colours here. Example, it looks like there's torrential rain around Newport Pagnell coming in towards the Northampton area, so not too far, but it is pouring with rain here at the moment, actually. Has been through most of the day. And you go further south and east, was again very, very bright, intense colours. And to the south and east of London, these showers look like they're getting a little bit of a thundery look to them now. Of course, there's London just there. So to the south and east of there, sort of Seven Oaks, Maidstone, it looks like some of those showers could be starting to turn thundery. So yeah, very, very wet day across many central, southern and eastern areas. The roads are awash. There's huge puddles, you know, so take care if you're off out driving out and about through the course of this afternoon. And these downpours may turn thundery in the far southeast corner as well. Not only rain, but it's also very, very cold. These are the latest temperature observations from XC Weather. So, I mean, just a couple of days ago, we was hovering around the 80 Fahrenheit mark. I think we got to 30 degrees, didn't we, on Monday? 86 Fahrenheit. But look at the difference today. Just 11 degrees. Bearing in mind, this is 2:08 in the afternoon. Just 11 degrees here, where it's pouring with rain to Western Aerodrome and Cranfield. Wittering, we do not have a temperature there. We've got Churchill Orphan at 13, Wellersbourne is at just 13 degrees as well. Bryce Norton is at just 13, Oxford at just 12 degrees. These are absolutely atrocious temperatures for like the middle of June. I mean, around, what will that be, like 11 degrees, so that's probably around sort of 8 or 9 degrees below average for central England, maybe a bit more. Coming down into the southeast, we know it's brightened up a little bit in the southeast, so Headcorn is up to 18 degrees because it might spark off those heavy showers and thunderstorms. Hertsmanzow is at 18 degrees as well. As we come further north and west, it's a completely different, you know, weather pattern. So Senny Bridge is at 16 degrees with plenty of sunny spells. Capel Curragh at 16 with plenty of sunny spells. Bingley at 16. Carlisle, nice and warm at 20 degrees. Tremalbyn at 15 degrees. And Aviemore 18 degrees. And Belfast is at 15 degrees too. It's a lot warmer, brighter, warmer, drier in the north and west, but it's cold and wet through many central and eastern parts of England. That's pretty much how it's going to stay through the rest of the afternoon. So for those central southern east areas, this is like one of those write-off summer days that we do get from time to time. And it'll be staying pretty unsettled over the next few days as well. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. So the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Norwich. You can see we are actually still above average with the upper air temperatures today across many parts of the country. So, I mean, we're not doing too bad from an upper air temperature perspective. But, of course, if it's pouring with torrential rain and the temperature on the surface is only around, 11 or 12 degrees, and it doesn't really matter what the upper air temperatures are doing, and that's the sort of situation we're in today. Actually, the upper air temperatures are going to be sliding through the rest of the weekend and into the early part of next week. We go a little bit under the 30-year temperature average. Into the final days of June and the opening days of July, we possibly start to see a little bit of a tick up in the temperature, upper air temperatures beginning to appear then. But it doesn't look like there's much sign of anything excessively hot. There are a few hot outliers getting up to 15 degrees at 850 HPA. I think just generally a bit of a steady warm-up as we go into the beginning of July. What we can say is there's going to be lots of precipitation, though. So here's today's deluge just here. We've got another very wet spell coming up on Saturday night and into Sunday. More showers or longer spells of rain through the early part of next week as well. And then the rest of next week just looking generally quite showery, most showery conditions, and take us out into the beginning of July as well. So yes, a more unsettled flavour to the weather, most definitely, after today's deluge. Temperature anomalies from the 18th of June to the 26th of June are below average, so it's going to be a cooler week than average week coming up for UK and for Ireland and most parts of Western Europe, actually. Precipitation anomalies showing a north-south split, so northern areas are coming out drier than average from the 18th to 26th of June, especially for northern eastern parts of Scotland, wetter than average, quite significantly so for southern and southeast parts of the country. This is, mainly down to today's wet weather, I think. But it's enough rain today to skewer the average for the rest of the week. The rest of the week will be quite unsettled anyway, actually. Latest wind flow map from earthnullschool.net shows very nicely, but we are under an area of low pressure in the southeast below. Centre is just there, so we're pulling in these chilly northeasterly winds coming in off the North Sea. It's pouring with rain. It is, as I say, a bit of a write-off day today, a bit of a write-off summer day, but it's good for the gardens anyway. My veg was ready for some rain. Right, let's put webcam back on and we'll go through the generic charts then. Right, so this is how the UK Met, the weather outlook is looking for Monday. So still unsettled on Monday, a ridge of high pressure toppling in from the northwest. Still close to a trough of low pressure, though, for England and for Wales. Let's run through to 96 hours. So low pressure still close to the south. Could keep some showers, maybe some long spells of rain going in the south. Drier. Always looking drier with the ridge up in the north. Through the middle of next week, our ridge begins to extend in from the Atlantic. So it's starting to turn things a little bit drier and warmer through the middle part of next week, actually. That's Thursday. Doesn't look too bad. A little bit of a recovery in pressure taking place there. So, I mean, we're not talking about going back to hot weather with that because the wind is remaining in from a northwesterly direction. So, not going to be overly hot, but it will be pleasantly warm in the June sunshine with that, I would have thought. And then as far as we get to with the UK Met is to 168 hours, which will be Friday, the 25th of June, a week today. The high pressure is still to our west, got low pressure to our east. So we're still bringing the wind in from quite a coolish sort of northwesterly direction, not a heat wave therefore, but pleasantly warm in the June sunshine. So next week does see a recovery, actually, in the weather after a showery start. Right, that's as far as we get to with the UK Met. Let's have a look at the GFS midnight run. This is how it's looking then on Monday. Low pressure is at midnight on Monday. Low pressure is over Biscay and to our south. So much of England and Wales looking quite showery. Showers along with spells of rain. Much of England and Wales drier, but pretty cool in the north. Winds coming in from a north to northeasterly direction. That's Tuesday. Again, winds in from the north to northeast. Some showery rain in the south, mainly dry out to the north and to the northwest as well. That's Wednesday. The ridge topbles in from the Atlantic, bringing plenty of dry weather through the middle part of next week. And then we go through to Thursday and Friday. Influence from high pressure, but low pressure beginning to come back into northern Scotland, probably bringing some shower rain up there. But otherwise, it's an improving week, I think, through next week with a lot of dry and fine weather on offer. And to be honest, temperatures not excitingly warm, but pleasant enough in the June sunshine. I would have thought like upper teens, low 20s. With low humidity and quite a bit of sunshine, is going to be actually quite a pleasant week next week. Then we move up towards day 10 and we begin to move low pressure in from off the Atlantic. So that's starting to turn things more unsettled then as we get towards the end of the month. By the time we get through to day 10, which is the 28th of June, we're back under low pressure with the prospect of showers or maybe some longer spells of rain, and temperatures taking a little bit of a tumble as well. And those showery conditions then keep going into the very end of June before early July starts the high pressure reaching back in again. So heading up towards the end of the GFS midnight run, which today gets us to the 4th of July. We're looking okay. We've got high pressure reaching in from the west. It should be mainly dry. Should be quite a bit of fine weather. Not a heat wave. Again, there's no sign of a return to anything particularly hot. I have to say over the next couple of weeks, but pleasant enough. Right, so that's the 6Z. That's the midnight run. Let's have a look at 6Z. So again, if you're enjoying this video, then please hit the special like button, by the way. Make sure you sub to the channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Drop a comment, let us know what you think. Right, so this is how things are looking on Monday. Again, low pressure to our south, bringing showers, if not longer spells of rain to southern areas. Drier in the north as this ridge builds in from the northwest. Tuesday and Wednesday should see again high pressure building up from the southwest, so lots of dry weather returning through the middle part of next week. Those dry conditions carry on into Thursday as well. Fridays, low pressure begin to appear in the north, still under a ratio down in the south, so it should be really dry and warm weather in the south. The north does look a little bit more unsettled, though. As we go towards day 10, then it starts to get unsettled again. So by the time we get to day 10, we're back into these sort of troughs of low pressure in the south, probably bringing showers along with spells of rain, while northern areas are probably reasonably dry. And then into more extended range, so we keep it quite showery up towards month's end before high pressure from the Azores begins to make a move and starts to get stronger. And so long as we get to the very end of the GFS 6Z run, gets us to the 4th of July. We're back under an area of high pressure then, hinting at going much drier and maybe even much warmer than the beginning of July. That's over 2 weeks away, though, of course, so it's a long way out. GM looks like this. Again, the wet weather's mostly in the south, I think, on Monday, as the ridge begins to build in from the northwest. Tuesday to Wednesday sees quite a bit of high pressure bridging through the country, so a fair amount of dry and fine weather through the middle part of next week. That carries on to the second half of next week as well. High pressure centre just to our west, around the ridge. We're bringing in the wind from a northerly direction, so again, it's not a heat wave, but it should be relatively dry and quite pleasant, to be honest, through next week. Up towards day 10, that's how we look. So again, we've got high pressure out to our west, we've got some lower pressure to our south and east, not particularly low pressure, but we have got some lower pressure to the south and east, could bring some showers into the south. But again, there's quite a bit of dry weather on offer with that, pleasantly warm, not a heat wave as the wind is coming in from a northwesterly direction. And then the ECM looks like this. So once more we have quite showery conditions, particularly for England and Wales, to start next week. Eventually, gradually through next week, more of an influence from high pressure building in across the country should turn us drier and a little bit warmer as well through the middle and second half of next week, with a recovery in the weather taking place. And those drier and finer conditions carry on up towards day 10. In fact, by day 10, it looks like we begin to pull some heat back in from the south-southeast, where there is a Thunderstorms of low pressure across France. It's probably about to turn volatile, but nevertheless, the upper air temperature is looking really quite warm, maybe you say quite hot actually, down in the southeast, with 15 Celsius ice firm getting into the far southeast of England. So the ECM ends on what could be quite a hot note, but of course, with low pressure over northern France, almost certainly about to move northwards, perhaps a bit of volatility again as we get to the end of June with that. This is the precipitation type forecast based on that ECM run from Meteo.com. So today we've got this deluge, of course, with central and eastern regions in the south too. That clears off into the North Sea as we go into tomorrow. It turns dry, but there will still be showers around tomorrow, but generally it's a drier day. And then overnight, Saturday into Sunday, heavy rain pushes up from the south. That could be a little bit thundery at times as well. And for the early part of next week, more wet weather focus, particularly on southern areas, before gradually it begins to turn dry, particularly in the north and the west. Still some quite wet weather even to the middle of next week in the south and southeast. So it's one of those situations where actually the north is drier than the south, which does happen, you know, at times, especially in the summer. We get through into towards day 10, and then we are seeing the high pressure exerting its influence, so becoming drier as we move up to day 10 and beyond it. Plenty of fine and increasingly warm weather. That's how long as you get to day 10. Mainly dry, probably quite hot, especially for the south, although you can see down here just to the southwest there could be some showers and thunderstorms beginning to encroach into the southwest. Right, at that point we'll turn off the webcam. There we go, and we'll have a look at the ECM ensembles, the options on the table by the Icelandic Met Office. So these are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10, which will get us to the 28th of June. 14 members of the ECM ensembles will have high pressure to our west, so a reasonable amount of dry weather, but a bit on the cool side as winds coming in from the northwest, but still pleasant. 14, including the operational run, has high pressure to our east-northeast, low pressure to our south-southwest, so that's a much warmer option, of course, with pulling up winds from a southerly to southeasterly direction. So pretty hot with that, potentially. But, of course, that low pressure just to the southwest, it could be volatile as well, with thunderstorms possible. 13 have high pressure as a bit of a northern blocking feature, actually, away to our north and northwest. Some lower pressure through here. That's more easterly. Probably a reasonable amount of dry weather and quite warm showers sort of to the west and southwest. And 10 have high pressure ridging in from the Atlantic into western and northern Europe. So to be honest, that should be a mainly dry and quite warm option as well. So most of the options there, actually, to be honest, are favouring a return of high pressure by the end of June, maybe a little bit unexpectedly. I mean, in 2 minutes' time, these are the options that we've got, and it'll get us to the 3rd of July. We have 12 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure to the north and high pressure to the south, and winds will be coming in from a westerly direction. 11 with high pressure ridging in from the Atlantic into Western Europe. Should be a lot of dry weather with that. Quite warm too. 10 with low pressure over to the west of the country, so that should be, or that will be, very unsettled if it comes off. It is in combination with a little bit of northern blocking as well. 9 with high pressure towards Scandinavia, low pressure to our south-southwest, so that could be thundery, but quite warm. And then another 9 just here with high pressure to the west, low pressure to the east. And so, reasonable amount of dry weather. The Atlantic's blocked off, but it could be quite cool with winds coming in from a northerly direction. So, a lot of possibilities for the beginning of July, but a lot of them do involve high pressure being there or thereabouts. There's only this one option for 10 here, but it's genuinely, you know, totally unsettled. All of the other options seem to involve high pressure in one form or another. Lastly, so we'll wait and see about that. Lastly, let's have a look at July itself. So this is the 700 millibar height only from a CFS V2 today for July 2021. Still looking anticyclonic, despite the current, switch to much more unsettled weather. It hasn't made much difference within the CFS. The model is still forecasting a lot of high pressure domination from the Atlantic into western and northern parts of Europe. So consequently, you'd expect a warmer than average month. Most parts of Europe forecast to have above average temperatures. Actually, we're only close to average, but I would have thought a warmer month than that is likely. And no particular signal for precipitation either, but again, with high pressure so strongly ridging through from the Atlantic into western Europe, I would have thought a dry month is likely as well. So a high pressure dominated warm and dry July still being forecast by the CFS. Have been quite consistent about this as well. So although we've got this interruption to summer at the moment with this cold wet day down in the south, I have a feeling that we'll see more very warm and dry weather before too much longer, you know, through the early part of July probably. We shall see, and time will tell. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then please can you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. Tell friends, family, everybody else who subscribe. I've got to put on around another 20 subscribers now to get to 11.3k. So we're very close to 11.3k now. Thank you so much, everybody, for all of the support. And drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And that's absolutely great. Thank you so much to all of you. Oops, there you go. Right, so that's it then. That's today's uploads done. And so you enjoy the videos, please give them all a like if you can. We're not finished with the content though for today, because we are going to be back live streaming after 10 o'clock tonight. So I shall see you for our our Friday night live stream. And then tomorrow, we're going to have a 7 a.m. upload. We'll have the ECMWF 42-day forecast tomorrow morning as well. Weekend forecast and a 10 to 14 day tomorrow. And then on Sunday, we've got another autumn update for you. We'll have GavsWeatherVids sunny roundup, and we'll have a sunny live stream. Of course, as it is a sunny live stream, it will be very much focused on the long range. And I think we'll bring you, yes, CFS, but also Beijing Climate Centre data for winter 2021-2022 in Sunday's live stream. How does that sound? So that's all coming up over weekend, but tonight's live stream after 10 o'clock, I'll see you then, hopefully. For this one, though, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.